Hey everyone, you want to drastically improve the look of your car? Fix your wheels and tires. Now, obviously that could mean just getting all new wheels and tires, but you could also take what you have and fix the fitment. What do I mean by that? It basically means fixing the gaps. From the factory, especially with Teslas, the wheels are set in just too far and the car just rides way too high. So it's gaps. The gap between the outer fender well and the wheel and tire, and the gap between the top of the fender well and the actual tire. These are the gaps. We got to fix the gaps. Overall, it's just called better fitment. Now, if you have the OEM wheels or you have new wheels and tires and they don't quite have the right offset, we can fix that. How? Wheel spacers. So Tesery sent out a set of wheel spacers for me to try out on my friend's Model Y Juniper. He has the 20-inch wheels, OEM wheels and tires, and you've probably already seen the intro, but man, the thing looks way better. And when you go into Tesery website, they have different recommendations based on what model that you have. In this case, 25 millimeter for this one, but you can play around with those a little bit. And in this video, you're going to see what it looks like. This Model Y 25 millimeter spacers. I go through a full install on one wheel and it's basically all the same. I give you a few little tips and tricks, especially for the front. The rotor wants to spin on you. The back, when you have the car parked, the parking brake grabs it, the electronic parking brake, and so it doesn't spin the rotors, so it's easier to work on, but it's a quick thing to get this rotor to stop spinning in the front. I show you exactly how. Basically, if you can change a tire and you have a torque wrench, you can do this job, no problem. All the links are below, and remember to use the discount code TESLAMARK. It will save you the most amount of money and works in all the best places. And please help me out. Hit that subscribe button, set your notifications, and subscribe. All kinds of cool stuff coming up, including a massive audio improvement on my friend, actually on this Model Y. All right, so let's get these things installed. So we got 20s and 25s, and I think you can see here, well, I don't know if you can tell on the camera. It's a little hard to tell on the camera here, but you could see here it's not quite as bad, meaning it's not as far inset on the front as it is in the back. So the back we're gonna put the 25s on, that's what they called for, and the fronts the 20s. So yeah, oh, this is gonna look so much better. Okay, let's take a closer look at these. Looking sharp, super clean. Lug nuts, lugs, everything on here looks real sharp. Here we can tell with the part number 20ADH, that's 20 millimeter, 25 millimeters, and yeah, these are going to go on the back. And if you look at the car, and I think I already went over this, but you can tell that the back needs a few more millimeters because it's the wheels look a little more inset than the front, but yeah, these are looking real sharp. Nice and smooth. Let's get them on the car. 25.01. Nope. Right on the nose. Alright, if you've got one of these deals on here, which you always get from the OEM, this is really, it holds on the rotor, but it really only holds it on for like install at the factory. You don't need this on. This rotor is not going anywhere if you take this off. And you have to take it off because now that recess in there, that is not enough. So just take this thing off. It's absolutely unneeded. If you think you're going to bolt it down and it's not going to lay completely flush all the way around, you're going to have problems. It's not going to be right. You need it to be just like this actual rotor here with a super flat surface. So this has to mate up with that super flat. And it's not hard to do. Again, just get a wire brush and clean this up, and then I'm probably going to throw a little anti-seize on here just so that this surface doesn't want to start like corroding to this one, because that would be a problem too later if you wanted to take these things off. And that's what happens with wheels too. You see this here, and I think there might be some coating on here. I don't know, maybe not. That's probably just some corrosion dust, but yeah, it's a good idea to coat these so that the wheels don't end up sticking on here after years of salt and water and whatever. It's a good idea to get a wire brush or something and just go over this, clean it up. I'm not putting a lot on here, obviously. I'm just kind of doing a light brush coating, and it's easier to do it on this surface because you don't know exactly where it's going to be on there, so it's on there just like super flat. Feels good. It's not tilting or wobbling in any way. A little bit of side to side play, but that's going to go away as soon as we put these nuts on here, and we use these to hold the actual spacers down. And then when we put the wheel and tire back on, these get used for, you know, your factory lug nuts and putting the wheel back on. So that's how this works. All right, let's get all of these on. So I'm just going to zip these guys and get them like a little bit tight, and then I'll show you how to torque them down without having somebody hold the brake pedal down so this doesn't spin. I'll show you how to do it. So again, if you try tightening these, you see, you get the rotor start spinning. So one easy way to do it is just get some kind of a flat blade screwdriver, something that fits into these fins, and put it underneath here, and it bumps into the caliper here, and it's not going to cause the caliper any issue or anything like that. It's not that much torque. So we're doing that. We got this so it's locked in, and we're going to first torque it. We're going to torque these to 129 foot-pounds, which is what the lug nuts get torqued to, and we do it in the same pattern. And when you do torque lug nuts or anything else, you do it in a couple stages. So I'm going to go 80 foot-pounds, and then I'm going to go to the 129 foot-pounds. All right, ended up using a longer one because that one kept falling out, but you know, you get the idea. And that's it. Let's put the wheel back on. So this is just, you know, rinse and repeat, same deal for everyone. What's nice about the back wheel and tire is that that already locks down when your car's in park, but the front one's just a little bit more tricky because you got to stop that rotor from rotating. Oh yeah, look at this, look at this. Ooh man, it looks good. Dang, dang, dang. Now, when it is lowered, the way the suspension works, you know, the camber doesn't end up being like perfect. The way the suspension is kind of going to go in a little bit more. You can change that with adjusting the camera and everything else, but in general, it's going to kind of bring it in a little bit more. But this just looks so much better. Like, you could look at this and go, oh no, it's sticking out too far. And it's all personal preference too. You could see up here, you know, this is actually sticking in. Up here, it's kind of coming out a little bit. It depends where to, you know, the further you get down here, the more it's sticking out, but then the fender's going in. So, you know, you could just look at this all day, but at the end of the day, you stand back and look at it. Let's look at the back real quick before I do that. We'll get the car out further too. You can see that. Check it out. We stand back and look at it. It's just like, God, it's like a whole different car. That's weird. Oh, it's so cool. So cool how something this small, really minor, just completely changes the look of a car.